Hello, everyone. This is Michael Balesta with your recaps for the Browns and the Cavaliers. The Cleveland Browns fell to the Pittsburgh Steelers 33-18 in Western Pennsylvania Sunday afternoon. The start was positive, even with Orson Charles' hold on the opening kickoff as Cleveland started inside their own 20. Duke Johnson caught back-to-back 8-yard pass completions from Baker Mayfield. 3 plays later, Damian Ratley hauled in a 21-yard catch to get the ball in Pittsburgh territory. Nick Chubb, who had a 4-yard gain earlier in the drive, added 8 more to his total. Antonio Callaway received passes of 13 and 8 yards to get their team inside the red zone. But a curious play call on 3rd and 3 to Duke Johnson backfired, and Greg Johnson connected from 34 yards on the first of what would be 3 field goal attempts for the day. The defense was able to take advantage of penalties by the Steelers to get a 3-and-out for good field position. Even with Dontrell Hilliard's illegal block above the waist, the Browns were set up at their own 40. A Desmond Harrison holding penalty on 2nd down became a drive killer, and with Ryan Switzer returning the ball 23 yards, the field position was changed, allowing Pittsburgh to start just shy of their 40 for their second series. On 3rd down and 6, Christian Kirksey was able to tip a Ben Roethlisberger pass, allowing Derek Kindred to get the interception. The takeaway put the ball at the Browns' 46, with under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Leading 3-0, the ball went back into the hands of Chubb as he went for consecutive plays of 20 and 11 yards. After he was stuffed for a loss on 1st down, Mayfield threw 2 incompletions, and it was time for Joseph, who was true from 45 yards with just over 2.5 minutes left. On the first play of Pittsburgh's next drive, Jamie Collins forced a fumble by running back James Conner, but Roosevelt Nix recovered to prevent a change of possession. 2 plays later, Myles Garrett recorded a sack of Roethlisberger, and the Browns started on the plus side of the field after a tripping penalty on the Steelers. On the final play of the opening quarter, Mayfield found Jarvis Landry for a 21-yard advance to the 25-yard line. Cleveland was unable to stay ahead of the down and distance from there, forcing Joseph to try from 41. The game would turn here as he missed wide to the right. Despite the Browns controlling the game, all they had to show for it were 2 field goals, knowing that Pittsburgh was just 1 play away from taking the lead. Sure enough, the Steelers found their sea legs. On 3rd and 11 at their own 30, Roethlisberger did what he has done for years in finding an open receiver to extend drives. He completed a pass to Antonio Brown for 15. Justin Hunter then was able to move the chains for 12 yards. On the very next play, Roethlisberger went back to Brown for 43 yards and a score. Chris Boswell converted the extra point to make it 7-6 inside 11.5 minutes to play before the break. Cleveland's next drive appeared to have some promise as they were running the ball effectively. After a Darren Fells catch that went for 6, Chubb created a new set of downs with a 9-yard gain. Following a pair of runs by Chubb and Johnson, Mayfield ran for a 1st down on 3rd and 5 to get the Browns past midfield again. 2 plays later, Joe Hayden intercepted the rookie quarterback at the 13 with more than 7 minutes left. Around this point, Cleveland would be powerless against the run, especially against Conner. On the 7th play of the Pittsburgh drive, T.J. Carey thought he had a fumble recovery on Roethlisberger, but replays showed that the veteran quarterback's knee was down prior to losing the ball. Denzel Ward and Jannard Avery picked up 5-yard penalties. Emmanuel Ogbah got a tackle for loss of Conner on the next play, but Juju Smith-Schuster caught a 19-yard pass following the 2-minute warning. Conner kept getting carries, and on 4th and 1, Smith-Schuster caught a 3-yard pass to set up goal to go at the 1-yard line. Demarius Randall was unable to tip or intercept a quick pass by Roethlisberger, which went to Brown for a touchdown, and it was 14-6 with just 8 seconds left, so the defense gave up points right before the half ended. The drive went 16 plays. The Cleveland defense started out the 3rd quarter. Vance McDonald reeled in a 22-yard catch on 3rd and 9 from the Steelers 26, followed by a James Conner reception for 14. After an incompletion, Conner picked up 13 yards. 2 plays later, the Browns were able to force another turnover as Derek Kindred stripped Stephen Ridley, allowing Denzel Ward to recover. The offense, save for a couple of drives, struggled to find their rhythm in the second half. The Ward fumble led to an exchange of punts, but the hidden yardage favored Pittsburgh as Cleveland started at their own 4 with less than 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. On 2nd and 9, Desmond Harrison had no choice but to hold Bud Dupree to prevent a sack in the end zone. Because the infraction took place in Cleveland's own end zone, the Steelers got a safety to make the score 16-6. Incredibly, the Browns got a big break on Britton Colquitt's free kick, which was recovered by Denzel Rice at the Pittsburgh 24. Cameron Hayward got called for roughing the passer on Mayfield, and Cleveland was at the 12. Landry caught a 6-yard pass on 2nd and 11. Then David Njoku was interfered with by Terrell Edmonds to create a 1st and goal at the 1. After Chubb was stopped, Hayden was called for defensive holding, while Mayfield had been sacked to put the ball back at the 1-yard line. Baker then found Antonio Callaway to finally get a touchdown for the Cleveland Browns. Joseph would then miss the extra point wide to the left, and the score was 16-12. At this point, the defense wore down, and Connor imposed his will. He had runs of 30, 16, 2, and following an Antonio Brown 15-yard completion, a 12-yard touchdown. Mayfield took a sack on 1st down. Harrison picked up a holding penalty that was declined on 2nd and long. Then Mayfield was pressured on 3rd and 14, causing a punt. Late in the 3rd, Pittsburgh got the ball back, and Connor kept getting touches, leading to a Boswell field goal from 42. So it was still a 2-possession game early in the 4th quarter. Mayfield got sacked on 3rd and 3 by Stephen Tuitt on the next series, but the Steelers also went 3 and out, and Cleveland got the ball back with more than 9.5 minutes inside their own 10-yard line. Chubb was able to run for 10, but a conservative short pass on 2nd and 8 by Mayfield to Landry was another curious decision, which led to another appearance for Colquitt. Jalen Samuels and James Conner were able to drain more clock, and the latter went for a 22-yard scamper to end any lingering doubts about this game with 2:04 left. Landry caught some short passes, then Hilliard went for 24. Callaway added 11 yards, then 4 plays later, Seth DeValve caught a 24-yard touchdown pass with a few seconds left, but could not haul in the 2-point conversion, and the scoring was complete. Though I was thinking the decision would be made at the end of the season whether or not Hugh Jackson could get to 6 wins, it is not a surprise to see him be relieved of his duties as head coach. 3 wins and 1 tie versus 36 defeats is not sustainable for the life of an NFL head coach. The offense also has issues finishing drives, so offensive coordinator Todd Haley was also let go. As a Browns fan, I hope they find the right coaches to help Mayfield and the offense succeed, because if trained properly, they can challenge in the AFC North for years to come down the road. The problem is that chemistry takes time, and there is no telling how long it will take to adjust to the next system. For now, Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator, inherits the position of interim head coach. Next April, come draft time, Cleveland needs to get more help along the offensive line to give Baker more time, especially knowing that they play Pittsburgh's defense twice a year. Elsewhere, the Panthers beat the Ravens in Charlotte 36-21, while the Bengals got a field goal from Randy Bullock as time expired to beat the Buccaneers 37-34. In the AFC North standings, the Steelers lead the way at 4-2-1, followed by the 5-3 Bengals, 4-4 Ravens, and the 2-5-1 Browns. In Week 9, the Browns host the 7-1 Kansas City Chiefs. Pittsburgh travels to Baltimore, as both games are scheduled for 1 p.m. kickoffs Eastern Time. Cincinnati has a bye week. The Cavaliers hosted the Brooklyn Nets Wednesday and were able to stay close in the first 24 minutes, but the visitors used a 25-5 run early in the 3rd quarter to break the game open. Cleveland had a rough time from the 3-point line as they hit less than 17% from long distance and were 38% from the field overall. Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, and Kevin Love each had 14 points, while Tristan Thompson and Love both pulled down 11 rebounds. D'Angelo Russell led Brooklyn with 18 points, was one of 6 players that finished in double digits points-wise. The Nets sent the Cavs to 0-4 by the final score of 102-86. Cleveland did not have much time to stew on the loss as they traveled to Detroit. The Cavs had an 11-0 run after giving up the game's first 6 points. The Pistons closed the 2nd quarter better after another tight first half and were up 58-50. The Cavaliers had to play uphill as Detroit was able to get the lead in double figures throughout the 2nd half, but Cleveland was able to hang in there and get within 6 late, but by that point the game was inside the final minute and the hosts came away with a 110-103 victory. Kyle Korver led the Cavs with 21 points, going 7 of 10 from the field, while Jordan Clarkson had 18, going 8 of 12. J.R. Smith and Cedi Osman did not have the shooting touches. They were a combined 1 of 15. Sexton had 14. George Hill had a good game as he was 6 4-11 for 15 points. Larry Nance Jr. scored 11, finished with 6 boards, 5 assists, and 3 steals. Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond led the Pistons with 26 points each, the latter getting 22 rebounds. Once again, Cleveland played a good first 2 quarters at home versus the Indiana Pacers, but halftime adjustments again favored the opposition. This time, the Cavs managed to get the deficit to just 5 after being down 15 earlier in the third quarter. And after 36 minutes, it was 88-83 in favor of the Pacers. But the Indiana proved to be too much in the fourth, and they pulled away for a 119-107 victory. Head coach Ty Lue was fired after Saturday's result on Sunday to put the team at 0-6, and various reports were pointing that out, and I noticed that when we were at the Fox and Hound that word had spread through that Lue was fired. So it was very strange to have 2 coaches fired on 2 consecutive days. But Terry Francona, at least, is still the Indians manager for now. But as for the box score of the Indiana game from the NBA app, Cleveland out-rebounded the Pacers by 15 and were very accurate at the foul line, but the visitors hit nearly 65% from the field, so defense continues to be an issue. Rodney Hood led the Cavs with 17 points, going 8 of 15. Nance Jr. had 15 points and 12 rebounds. Clarkson and Sexton each put up 12. Bojan Bogdanovic and Victor Oladipo picked up where they left off from last season's Eastern Conference quarterfinals as they combined for 49 points. On Thursday, the Cavs will host the 2-4 Atlanta Hawks. Another home game awaits them on Thursday against the Denver Nuggets. Saturday, Cleveland will go to Charlotte, followed by a visit Monday to Orlando. All of these games are scheduled to tip off after 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The North Texas Browns backers will meet at Fox and Hound in Dallas this Sunday. Kickoff is at noon Central Time. Fox and Hound is located on Midway and the Bush Tollway. So be sure to bring your family and friends. There have been good turnouts, so please come on out. Also, please check out the Facebook group North Texas Browns Backers page and hit the like button for the latest updates there. There are many Browns Backers Clubs locations around the Metroplex, so please search to find the Browns Backers Club closest to you, or you can do an internet search to find a location if you are outside of North Texas. The text of this blog is available at http://www.mjbolesta2, as in the number 2, blog.wordpress.com. So http://www.mjbolesta2blog.wordpress.com. I'm on Twitter at mjbolesta2 and on Facebook at Michael Bolesta. Archive videos on YouTube can be found by searching Michael Bolesta, Roman numeral 2. God bless. Have a great week and be safe.